A thread by Soul War. The Portland Riots are back. Spoiler alert, they never stopped. Last night, the bored, commie brats kept the Portland Police Bureau busy, busy, busy. The Loon Brigade for days have been happily chirping, peace has come to Portland now that the feds have left. No. They simply shifted their criminality, disguised as peaceful protest, to the suburbs, now that the feds won't come out and play. The last 2 nights have been so bad that Antifa are back bashing the Portland police just like before the feds began defending the courthouse. They mad. The Antifa goon squad burble about oppression as shootings and assaults take place by them or in front of them. Then they screech when the Portland police react. Every command is a provocation instantly disobeyed. They heckle and jeer the Portland police relentlessly, always playing the victim. They sold the narrative for a solid week that Trump's stormtroopers brought the violence with them and it departed when the stormtroopers left. Both demonstrable lies. The feds are still there, and there were weeks of rioting reported before the feds deployed onto the streets of Portland. A terrorist organization called the Black Bloc changed its name to Antifa once President Trump was elected and have worked relentlessly in Oregon and Washington state to disrupt police and the US government's ability to function. Andy Ngo testifying about them before Congress. And this is a quote from Andy Ngo, I have worked undercover for months and I've seen with my own eyes how hundreds of so-called protesters work together to carry out acts of organized criminality against government and civilians. Link to the YouTube video of Andy's full testimony. Last night, I monitored 2 live streams of Antifa quote-unquote press, Kevin David Williams and Kat Crimson. That's Crimson with a K. Kevin was far less bitter and angry than the last time I watched him, and Kat is just a clueless commie brat, eager to film cop riots where the police react to lawbreaking with arrests. The comrades can commit crimes right in front of her, and when the Portland Police Bureau reacts, she huffily wonders what the cops' problem is. Case in point, last night, an Antifa motorcyclist dropped his bike in front of a pickup truck to stop it so his buddies could smash it. And here you go. That fascist regular American didn't follow Antifa's script, however. Unforgivable. He was supposed to stay and get trashed along with his truck. He roars off as the goon squads give chase. He drove 2 blocks over to his home. The mob eagerly smash his truck in revenge. They are blocking streets every night and attacking anyone who honks at them or complains. They are never at fault, and every attempt to call them out on their horrendous behavior is a provocation. It's getting dangerous. The truck driver exits his home armed with a handgun and confronts the mob. He's clearly furious, and they clearly don't care one bit. These situations are going to increase until someone dies, which is exactly what the Democrats want. Democrats must be apoplectic. No martyrs have been created yet after these months of rampant lawlessness they've allowed to happen. They've positioned everything carefully, allowing Antifa to run amok while abusing their own police and leaving the public at Antifa's mercy. I cannot stress this enough. The vultures enabling all of this in deep blue cities and those leading the rioters have, for months now, been trying to get them shot or run over. to gin up their cause and the narrative of America. So far, they've created two such martyrs, sort of. Summer Taylor was dancing and live streaming on Seattle's Interstate 5, an interstate highway, when a motorist struck her, killing her and injuring another girl. They were doing this moments before the two women were struck. No sound, but you get the idea. Just generally acting like we're in the Thriller video. Interstate highways are designed for wheels, not feet, and Washington State Police had been warning for weeks this was going to happen. The instant it did, the accident was immediately framed by Antifa as a deliberate attack. Dawit Kilit was arrested and is having the book thrown at him. $1.2 million bail for vehicular homicide. Ding, 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 ding. Not only is a Darwin Award won, but now Antifa has a martyr, a name to rally around. Forward, comrades, in Summer's name. Rest in power, sister. Very few news outlets cover what happened honestly. Big shock, huh? Then there's their most recent hero, Garrett Foster, shot dead by his would-be victim as he and his comrades attacked a car moments after he fired 5 shots from his AK-47 into the vehicle, then ran up to the driver. Darwin Award number 2. Believe you me, Democrats are eager for number 3. Both of these recent deaths are being framed as martyrs, but they're actually problematic. Here's why. Kilit, the driver who struck the Marxist mob on the I-5, is a black immigrant. Foster shot first, and even though Austin PD is tight-lipped, that will eventually come out. No. The Democrats believe regular Americans are a bunch of racist, gun-toting, intolerant bigots who will attack peaceful protesters at the drop of a hat. The I-5 fatality was a traffic accident. The Austin shooting was self-defense. The left needs a Dylan Roof right now. Where is he? If we're such a bigoted and racist nation, why are we now into the 70th day of rioting without one? Drop of a hat, my ass. My bro Brian Cates, draw and strike, and I know what their next step will be if they can't cause their perfect martyrs to occur. They'll create them. Last night, the Antifa organizers were doing everything humanly possible to provoke the Portland police and Portland residents into lashing back at them. There have been assaults, fights, and injuries almost every night, but no one has died. America is winning, so Antifa is escalating. Portland police are back as the villain of the piece since the federal agents are staying in the courthouse. The reason Antifa has moved elsewhere is simple. President Trump made a secret deal with the governor. It's tiring to watch this night after night. The same stupid chants, the same outrageous behavior cloaked in social justice. Cat Crimson, pretty kitty, 141, was outraged that the quote, trucker fucker wasn't arrested. She's a clueless dope. I hope she doesn't end up as roadkill. She complained bitterly about that, completely ignoring the fact that they're blocking traffic is a crime, and her buddies were attacking the driver. They have an excuse for everything, and every attempt to demand that they behave like citizens, like civilized people, is a provocation. The Democrats have no breaks now. Between now and November, more people will die because of this perfect storm of discontent the left has fomented. They cannot be reasoned with and are not going to stop. And it's going to escalate because the commie brats are getting bored. Well, take heart. President Trump, President Trump's second term will start off with a bang. Regular Americans have had a gutful of these brain dead zombie hordes. When President Trump is reelected with a huge mandate to restore the rule of law, he will not disappoint. He'll go right for the jugular of the financiers and the enablers. The media is exposed. The Democrats are exposed. The foreign nations funding and supporting this left fingerprints. When the MAGA lions' jaws snap shut on their pointy little heads, it's going to look like this. Well, why didn't Trump do this sooner, huh? How about that? I turn to Carlos Osuita for the answer. Trump is showcasing to all Americans what happens when the right doesn't save the left from itself. He just got out of their way. But people died in these riots, you might say. I don't want to shock you, but, and this is war. This is for the country. He is not a king. Americans are being immunized against a mind virus called Marxism that has taken root in America's soul and was killing us. These Democrat governors and mayors did not seize power. They are exercising authority legally because they were voted into these posts. All Trump is doing is giving those voters what they voted for good and hard. He's not going to ride in and save them. This is on them. Just between you and me, it's our secret, mind you, President Trump will mitigate loss of life when possibly using covert teams activated by the Stafford Act, which is what I think happened in the Chaz chop. But this will have to play out. Infuriating, but true. President Trump is heralding a second great awakening. We are right now in the darkest moment before dawn. The mainstream media are making people crazy and unleashing them on the sane, same as our colleges. They know this is the end for them, so they are pushing back 100% incompetently. The left have no brakes, no optics, and after Trump's reelection, no future. People exhibiting the standard Democrat mentality, extreme leftism, will be DOA in any election, local, state, or federal, for probably 3 decades. All sane Americans will have rejected their madness. We will move on, leaving the demented to their fate, as American stability, prosperity, and sanity ripple out from our shores to calm and uplift the rest of the world, which is what has always been the fear of those who opposed us in the Soul War. To support the works of Brent Cates, donate any amount at paypal.me/Brent Cates. Thanks for listening.